Welcome everybody. Check this out. This is going to be a quick intro to my forever Minecraft world. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Oops, see, I broke something already. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of everything I've been working on, and I'm gonna give you some context during the explanation. So, all right, this is where it all started. Right here, this little room, and then I expanded on going around. So when I first started Minecraft, yeah, I laughed. I thought this was pretty silly, and here we are. As you can see, I got 2,964 Minecraft days playing in this world. Not to mention all the other worlds and realms that I'm playing with my friends now. So I fell for it real hard. So you can do the math. It's a lot. I think I got like 1,400 hours of playtime between PS5 and PC now that I switched over to PC. But so real quick, because there's a lot to go over. Started here, and then I started digging and digging and digging, and then I built this area here. Which before we go any further, this is going to be my first base. Um, I have multiples, and you'll see too once you start playing. You'll have multiple bases because as your skills grow, your understanding of the game goes, your building techniques are going to change, and really, you're just going to want to keep your first base. I think everybody does that really. But so down here is where I built my first Nether portal. I had some chests here. I had my this is my first set of gold Nether armor and tools. Why does that look like that? I don't know. Well, first set of gold armor for the Nether, and then over here was my first enchanting room. Yes, this was my enchanting room. I had all my stuff here, and I'm gonna leave this here because eventually I'm gonna come back and touch it up and make it like a shrine or something, which is pretty cool. And then this was my armory. The only thing different here is I had smelters here. I had a few other things, but I had armor stands because this was like my main area. When I moved to my other base, I took most of that stuff with me. So let's go out this way. So this is my mine. So this is when I started getting a little bit more creative with the game. I dug all of this out and I spent many of hours playing with the different blocks and I figured out how to actually make different kinds of blocks from diorite and different shade, polished, raw form. So I decorated this whole room with granite and diorite. So let's go down here. Once I started getting really efficient in mining and branch mining, um, I used this area as my manual smelting grounds. So basically, I had furnaces all lined up here, two rows of furnaces and two rows of smelters, manual style. Like this was before I had any idea or understanding of redstone or hoppers or mine carts or anything. Because I didn't take the easy way. I took my time to figure out the game, learn it, and then let's go down here. And then once I figured out redstone, once I started looking at other YouTubers online and figuring out, the more detailed mechanics of the game, it got pretty crazy. So this is my first mine over here. There's nothing too fancy. It just goes all the way down to deep slate, and then every level I stopped and marked it off. We're not gonna go all the way down, but this was a future expansion. But of course, like anybody else in Minecraft, have a squirrel moment, start another project, and before you know it, you forget. So every zone, this was my iron zone, and again, I was very simple branch mining across. Spent many of hours in here in both directions. Might I add? Might I add? Both directions. So let's head back on up. Directly above us is what I turned into a workshop now, and you'll see what that is because we're gonna head that way now. So let's climb back on up. Let's take the long way. Yeah, I spent many a time in here, but it was cool. This was like this was like one of my first what I thought was like super cool. I was like, oh man, look at that. I made a square underground with a freaking, you know, walking path around and an edge. And then I got chains and made some lanterns. Yeah, I thought that was cool. But that's the fun part of the game. That's one of the fun parts of the game that you'll see. So let's head back on up. We're gonna keep going. Oh no, I can't. So let's close there. And this part up here, this was when I started to get my niece into the game. We built her own little room up here, but that didn't last very long because she got too cool and made her own world on her Switch and started playing. But she'll pop in every once in a while, so I still have it there. Let's close. Let's go back down. Okay, so we're gonna come out here. Ooh, actually, we need to go down here. I have to show you all that because this attached. This was my storage, my first storage room that I kind of hid behind this. Which again, I'm gonna come back and do something with, but we'll see when that happens. This was my first storage room. I had chests lined up all around here. This area, I know you heard that. This area was where I kept all of my fancy ores when I had all my diamonds and iron and gold and stuff. Then out here, this was going to be something. This was here when the world generated. Um, and for a while, I had I used it as like a mob XP farm because it was all dark, and at night this would pile up with mobs. So I would just go in there and just go to town and get XP. So I kind of used that as my manual XP farm for a while. And then I made an underwater window room here on this side because you'll see when we come back out, this leads out to the water. So anything you can think of really in this game that you like, you guys can build it out. So I wouldn't knock on it like I did as much in the beginning. So let's go back this way. And you'll see too after a while that your building gets more detailed and you start thinking and planning more, so you make multiple entrances and ways to get in and out of somewhere, and transportation gets more efficient. That's one of the cool things. You're always, excuse me, you're always learning. So let's go around here. This was the front of the house. I thought it was super cool. I'm gonna keep it that way. It's not changing. Always keep your first house, guys. So now, let's start off over here. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this later. That deserves more explanation. So here is the first build that I did with a tutorial, and I forgot her name. She has some super cool videos, and I'll post it in the comments below because I'll go back and look for it because I've subscribed to her actually. And this was the first tutorial I did. And what? Uh, do y'all see this? What happened to my golem? Why is he? What? Hello, sir. Did you shrink? Did you not take? Did you not have your milk or something? I have not seen this before. Why is he so tiny? Okay, that's pretty cool. We're gonna have to come back and investigate that. But this was my first tutorial. This was a barn that I copied, and I was so excited about it. I changed it up a little bit, just using different blocks, but the structure was all somebody else. And that's how you learn. You look at, different builders. You also, play yourself, but this is where all the animals were before I had my slaughterhouse going. This is where I kept everybody, my sheeps, my pigs, my chickens, my cows, let them roam free. So that was pretty cool. Over here, no, we're not gonna go that way. We gotta wait for that. This whole area. I expanded. This was all woods and trees and stuff. So I expanded all of this because I'm eventually gonna fill this out and make this into my own village. I started on this side. We'll go over that. Um, this guy has been sitting here spinning probably since day 500, I believe. So I'm surprised he's not dizzy yet, but he's gonna be a while. He's kind of like a staple. So, because what I did before is that I kind of made this. I'll talk about this later. I made a train station kind of here because I moved my base. You can see the top right there. I moved what my now base is up there, and I had all my stuff in here in this room. So I just built this contraption over here. I had two mine carts here with chests, and I would just load it up, load stuff into the chest, hit the button, shoot them out, and I made a bridge up, 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 all the way across there. At the time, I was like, that's going to be my most efficient way. What is that cat doing? He's frozen. Oh, no, he's not. That was the most efficient way to get all my stuff over there, which still took forever. And we're going to have a bit of a squirrel moment here because, man, this shader pack is awesome. Look at that. The clouds look so sweet. And this was just vibrant visuals because I play vanilla Minecraft, so there's nothing special here. This was vibrant visuals plus 2.0 lightweight lights, basically. And this is actually the second time I have it. I play with it on, and it looks freaking sweet. And again, once I move to PC, I'm able to do a lot more customization and different shaders and stuff, which makes the game a heck of a lot cooler. All right, so next, let's go in here. So this is that work area that was directly above the mines. In here, I had some chest with some other things. I kept a lot of food in here. A lot of overflow from building when I thought I had to keep every block that I terraformed in mine. There's probably, let's see. Yeah, see, there's still some in there. Yeah, see, we got a few. Which I wonder, I still have, yep, still have food in there. Well, rotten flesh. Yep. And then eventually, I need to go back in here and check, see if I have anything, because I probably left some stuff. Then I started filling out my village, building out, and I just put some beds in here and just made this like my villagers, community home. So let's come back out here. So this was my first farm. Before I added villagers, I just had a simple farm layout, all going across over there. Um, then I started building houses and started figuring out what each villager does and putting them to work. So these are just little houses here with their beds. I started experimenting a lot here. These are different designs that I came up with, just playing around, and that's the cool thing. Just go ahead, go with it. Just start dropping blocks, putting blocks. Seeing what you like, playing with different colors. Like here, I made kind of like a walkway, and I started adding, just different bricks on the side, bricks blocks on the side to see, how it came out, and a lot of it, came out pretty good. Gives it a nice, contrast. It doesn't look so plain and boring. Add different layers to your builds. It makes a big difference. And this is all stuff that I didn't do till later on. Because before this was all flat. This was all green. It was all leveled, and it was boring. So I built this raised wall all around my house there with some steps coming down. Because I built this wall, y'all saw it went all the way around the property. This was just an overflow. This is where I kept all of my veggies and all of my food. And then once I found cherry blossoms, you're going to see them everywhere. I started placing them and decorating. So during this point, this is around this point is where I started figuring out the mechanics of the villagers and how they worked. So then I got here. This is the town square where you put the bell, so all your villagers can come and gossip about you in the day. This is kind of like my outside smithing area, stone masonry guys. I used to come here to do my templates and stuff and use the stone cutter. Because I still, you'll see further on over there, early on game, I didn't get into too much, automation or redstone building until later in the game. So I used to still build everything manually and still go to different areas, dedicate areas for different things, which I still do now, and I still think is really cool part of the game, to customize. So eventually, we're gonna continue this on, and we're gonna build some more housing here and add more villagers and stuff, and make this our own little base sanctuary one. Because I'm gonna finish it. I'm not gonna let go. Just keep going. I'm gonna finish it. So let's go talk about my hostage villagers. At least that's what my wife says. I have them as hostages. But here, once I figured out, again, like I mentioned, what um, each villager does and how to best utilize them, and then enchanting was taking forever. So um, I got a bunch of villagers and I got a bunch of lecterns, and I just started trading and trading and trading, not only for emeralds, but also, as you can see here, for getting all the enchantments that I wanted. Fortune, multi shot, smite. Each one has, something that I wanted. Um, and the way I did that was, I took all the pistons out and stuff, but I learned about the reset and how to use a sticky piston with a switch and reset until you find the enchantment that you want. Actually, I can show you that really quick over here. So this was an example for a buddy of mine, that I built really quick. So basically, an untraded villager librarian. You'll set this up. It's very simple. There's a sticky piston in the bottom, the lectern on top, and a button, and you enclose your villager so he doesn't run away from you. And you just click. You see, oh, he has a trade power two or mending like everybody wants. And if it's not the one you like, then you just hit the button, you reset, and you'll check him again, and then his enchantments will be different. We traded with him already because we used them for some emeralds, but there's a cool, neat little trick that I found out from another YouTuber, Prowler. I'll link his stuff in the chat as well because I watched a lot of his videos and his live streams, and he really got me into the game a lot more, showing me more of the mechanics of the game, which is what I fell in love with it. Same thing here. They just all have, feather, falling, infinity, unbreaking. And once I started enchanting on my tools, it changed the game completely. So that's the quick and dirty of the main base. We have a lot to go over. So this was my first attempt at a, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Lookout mountain. I can't think of the word right now, but that thing where the boats don't crash into it. Lighthouse. There you go. Lighthouse. But really, what I used it for was early game, before I figured out about positioning and, days played and, using my location or how to track my location. Um, I didn't I didn't explore. I didn't go out much. So I stayed. I literally went one direction straight, back, left, and right, and didn't explore, which made me take a lot longer in getting uh, deeper into the game. But it was cool. It was cool. I still have a lot of exploring to do in this world. So basically, what I did was I didn't go any further than my eyes can see. This once I built this, and then I ended up figuring out that just right over there, if I would have went a little bit further, there was a village. I didn't know about that village until probably day 250 or something. Yeah, I know. Don't laugh. So then I made this little bridge to come across here. Ouch. And this island eventually I'm gonna turn it into, like my little harbor. That's why I built this out. But this is a little different because I tried this with lava and water, which came out pretty cool. But so let's go over here. We're gonna take the pathway because I made a cool little walking path over here. This was before I was cool and you had elytra to fly around. You had to walk everywhere. Bamboo. So I got some bamboo again. I went that direction, found the biome with all the bamboo and stuff, and brought some back here, and kind of just lined up my seashore with bamboo and sugarcane for a while before I started making automated sugarcane farms and stuff. I would spend hours over here just collecting. So let's go over here, and then we're gonna stop here really quick, like so. In my explorings, in my exploration now, ventures, not far from home, as you can see, is right there, and I can still see my little tower. I came across this area here. It's my little marker. Tally ho! And I made this little walkway over here and stuff. This was like the first, I would say, cave system that I came across. This was my little intermediary room where I would hang out and smelt stuff and craft and sleep. Made this cool little entrance over here. I spent a lot of time terraforming this place, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, oh, this is Minecraft. This is cool. So little by little, I started lighting up this place and building out, and this is another project that I'm going to keep working on and building this out, making into an underground base. I have some pretty cool plans for here. I did most of the terraforming already, so I'm not going to change it much. I'm just going to add, you know, more features in here. Probably do a cool little design here in the middle somewhere, but I found this area and I spent many of hours in here because I just thought it was cool. You never know what you're gonna find in Minecraft, you guys. And again, don't knock it like I did, because I cracked jokes about it and I couldn't have been wronger. Wronger. Okay, so we're gonna start off in here. Actually, let's fly around. You can see the side here. I built through into the side of this mountain face because I was gonna make it my second base. And hey, Skelly. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, Skelly. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. And I'm playing survival hardcore. Oh, hey. Let's run inside. So I built in the side of this mountain, kind of like my getaway. Ooh, go inside. With a nice mountainside view, because I did like the spawn. Like I didn't have to go too far away, because the spawn was pretty cool. I had water next to me. I had biomes, different biomes behind me. So I came at literally the side of this mountain and made just a window wall so I can see out. Um, and built all of this out. This was my storage area for a while. I had some furnaces and things in here. This is where I had my armor. This is my first set of leather armor and my stone tools. This stuff I got from my mob farm, but what this guy's on, that's my first armor. It was pretty cool. So I built this out. Eventually, I'll do something with it again too, but we'll see. I might make it like just. I was thinking of making it like a big armory or something, like a medieval style. Just have a bunch of armor stands around and build pretty cool stuff. So we're gonna save that project. Down here is a amethyst geode. Nothing too special down here, but we'll go down and take a look. Actually, no, we'll do that. We'll do that in another detailed video. But basically, I found an amethyst geode in there, and I learned about um, how amethyst blocks work and how you can actually get your amethyst shards and everything. So I excavated the whole area, or terraformed it. So when I need any shards to make any tinted glass or anything, I will go in here, and I have a little ally in there, but we'll talk about them later, to help me collect. So next, let's go this way. Let's eat some food. All right. Thank you. So out here, you. Yeah, we're not gonna mess with him right now. So here is. Can I get up here? No, I can't get up here, can I? Here, we'll do this. Hello. Pretend you didn't see that. It's cool. So this is the top. I made some stairs going up this way. We're gonna start here. Make some stairs going up this way to the top portion. This is our main area that we're calling base camp right now. This is an entrance that I'm working on, but we're not gonna go in there just yet. So let's come up here. Ouch, it's okay. So this is where it started getting pretty, where I started getting, God, look at, listen, I'm just hurting myself here for no reason. This is where I really started getting into the building part of Minecraft and learning about iron farms and XP farms and redstone and making super smelters and stuff. So let's go over this first. All right, so here, ouch, that is my first iron farm. Really my only one because it just produces so much iron. Like I don't need it anymore after I spend hours and hours mining. Um, Simple design. This was a tutorial I saw from Prowler online again. Um, really saved me a lot of time getting iron and stuff for everything we need. So, and then up here, we're standing on top of my cactus XP farm, which is awesome. I'm gonna plan on making it taller. I'm gonna go pretty high with it. I mean, we're not too worried about XP these days, because we're gonna go up there, and I'll show you guys that last, because that's one thing I'm most proud of. Um, so let's jump down. It goes all the way down to the middle level, and you'll see these are skylights that I put in, and I still have a lot of plans for this area here to build out, but these are skylights for the main portion of the base. So let's go take a look. This is Gassy, my first gas that I found. He hangs out. We're gonna make a gas landing station eventually, but so let's show off what we got going on here. This is when I thought I was cool. I started making a lot of automated farms. So this is my auto crop farm. Um, right now, I guess we can do it manually. Yeah, we can do it manually. I still have to fix the mechanism or my design to. Well, I don't want to give it away. Let me show you. So my plan is to get this down there. So I'm gonna end up building some kind of redstone link from here there to make a switch down. But basically, this is cool. So we'll go here. We'll click this. Water gets shot out of here. It plucks my vegetables, whatever I have, and then I have a collection system in the front that'll pick them up. Shut it off, and boom, we have carrots. We have plenty of food. So here we go. Uh-oh, see, I still got to work on it. But what happens is they all drop down in here. They collect down in here. And you can see them filling in from the hoppers. So really cool stuff. Again, the things you can do with this game, it's freaking awesome. And again, this is coming from somebody that plays Battlefield, Call of Duty, Dynasty Warriors, like those kind of cool guy games, right? Right now, Arc Raiders too. But stop it. Okay, we'll fix that later. Don't know why, but yeah, this game I ain't cracking on it no more. And these over here are my lights that I had set around over here to light up the area. This is going to be a big bee and flower garden area, and I'm going to do some trees here. Here's a little water feature that I built, and it serves two purposes. You're going to see this is like, I'm going to get some of the frogs from around the different biomes and put them in here. But under is a fish tank, but you'll see that. momentarily. So let's go here. Here is my smelters. Thank you. Here are my smelters. I would smelt everything and anything here. I would change it up when I needed to make a lot of food. I just, change these out with super smelters or whatever I needed. But this was one of the early on things that I built, which was super awesome. Everything is just automatically feeds in there. You got your coal that drops down into the cart back there. It hits the hoppers along the back. It drops it in. Then you put whatever you want to get smelted or cooked into here. It drops it in up top. It gets cooked, and they all come back down into here for your collection. So really cool. Saved me a lot of time. I have those everywhere. Another cool thing um, is this is where I collect all my lava. Once I found the dripstone and how dripstone works and making your own water source, infinite water source, so I always had a bunch of lava here and a bunch of water um, ready to go when I need it. This is really cool too. This is my. Let me go back this way. You can see in there. This is my fishing farm. Really cool. Really fun. Sit here and just cast. Let me see. Let's see. Luck of the sea. I'll give you guys a quick demo here. I'll just sit here, cast away, just wait. It automatically retrieves for you and drops whatever your catch is down in there. There's a whole tutorial on this online. I'm sure I'll go over it eventually, but it's pretty detailed. But it's really efficient. And I've gotten a lot of cool stuff in here, especially early game. It helped me a lot. You can see here, look, mending, lure and mending, looting 3 fire aspect. Man, if I would have had those early on, it would have helped me a lot more. Because I got this built out, still early game, but when I mean early, I mean like the first 100 days would have made a big difference. Let's go over here. Next, this was my first sugarcane farm. So what I did here, excuse me, is I kind of doubled it up because first it was just one sugarcane farm, just one right here. But I was like, man, I want more. I need more sugarcane. Once you figure out the uses for it, you'll see why. Especially trading with villagers and making books and stuff. So very simple. I say that, but took a while before I figured it all out. So not too simple. You can make this game as complicated as you like or as simple as you like. That's one of the things I find most attractive. So in here, you'll see I have a dispenser that I fill up. Let's go over here. I'll fill up my dispenser. That's a oopsies, but we'll fix that. Fill up the dispenser, and then actually I can show you. Let me show you. Let's grab some here. Oh, no, let's grab some here. There we go. So let's grab some bone meal. I know I jumped, probably confused you, but we're gonna go over these two because these are 3 farms that made like game changer for me. So we're gonna fill up these dispensers here with our bone meal. All right, let's go. Let's turn this bad boy on. The dispenser spits out the bone meal, sugarcane grows, and it collects down in there, which we can reach it from under. Really cool. Oh my god, game changer. So we'll shut that off. Coming this away, bone meal. This is a bone meal farm. Once I figured out what kelp was. Really cool. This was my first, like, I would say, complicated advanced build. It took me, I don't know how many tries um, to build it out. I didn't even know what a redstone clock was and how it worked. So this was a full-blown tutorial also um, that I followed. and then I expanded on it in different areas and grew it here as well. But this is a little different. I combined. Let's not jump. Let's finish here. So this is really cool. I'll link the tutorial below, but basically this is your infinite source of bone meal right here. It hits the composters, it drops down, and it collects here. The reason you see this is because sometimes I'll switch it up and I'll put bamboo in place when I need a lot of bamboo quick for something, scaffolding mainly. Then I'll remove the chest and then I'll add another dispenser there. So the bone meal collects, it goes directly into the dispenser, and then it grows the bamboo and then down, and I collect it in there. And that's the thing, you can take one mechanism, one design, and adapt it, kind of like what I did here. So it's the same exact design, just a lot longer. It's double the size. Actually, no, there's 10 here, I believe, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Yeah. And then this is a little different. So there's bamboo because it started off with just a single one, and I said, wait a minute, we can make this more efficient. So that's just straight up bamboo. This is bamboo into two crafters that give me unlimited wood. Yeah, yes, you heard me. So basically, unlimited wood, unlimited sticks, unlimited chest. There you go. Give you an example. The same process. It cuts the kelp regrows, drops it down into bone meal from the composters. It spits out, it's probably backed up. I haven't turned it on in a while. It'll spit out in here, grow the bamboo. It collects. I trigger the dispensers, and then it'll spit out bamboo planks, which from there, you can turn into sticks, planks, bamboo, boats, chests, anything like that. So really cool, game changer again. And really, you can lock all this stuff up. We're covered up with the regular, non-transparent blocks, but I like to see everything. So you'll notice in a lot of my builds, I use a lot of glass because I like to see the moving parts of everything. So let's close that out. Let's come over here. This was like my drop off area after going on explorations and stuff. So whenever I come back, I stop here, and this is all stuff that I need to get sorted out and moved inside. Oh yeah, I did a I've done a lot. So yeah, this is all from exploring. This little buddy here, he would sort all my basic stuff for me. When the Iron Golems came out, that update was freaking awesome. It was a game changer. It helps so much with organizing systems, and you'll see when we go up there now in a minute. But this became my storage sanctuary. So yeah, this is the yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna collect every single item in Minecraft and collect it here. But this is still my main overflow. I still have all my food here. This is where I collect all my food, all my different blocks, my all kind of building blocks. On this level, these are I have all my ores in here, all my diamonds, my gold, my emeralds, my iron. Same goes on this side. This side I have all the different stone variations, the wood variations, and then I have a lot of overflow back here because you're still gonna need some overflow. So I still keep a lot of dirt, you know, a lot of grass, dirt. Here are my shards and some of my emeralds that I used to build. And then I've been experimenting with these guys. I took it to a whole nother level up top, but once I figured out how far they can go, how many chests they can organize, it made a big difference. So let's go up top really quick. It's the same thing, just more stuff up here. This is where I keep all my armor, all my books, my totems, my shields, and this is where I keep all of my enchantments. So whenever I'm running low, I'll go back to the village, do a few trades. But typically, usually, rather, I have everything I need. Ooh, speaking of that, I need to go back and get some soul sand enchantments. But this is where I keep all of my enchantments. Overflow here in the back, had to fill it. This is where I do all my enchanting up here. So let's looks really cool at night. We'll get a good look at it. So what we need actually, do we have any fireworks there? No, we need fire. Actually, I have my ender chest down here. I should have some fireworks here. Yes, I do. Once you get Elytra and you're flying, man, it's hard to fly any other way or get around any other way. Even though I will say, I do, I do like to just walk my my world sometimes because I mean, yeah, it's cool if you can fly around, it's quicker, but you know when you really want to enjoy, you know, all your building stuff, every once in a while, don't forget to walk and take a look around and go through your pathways and everything. Um, so this is just overlooks the back and another project I'm working on. You'll see like my mini dock down there that we'll go down and see. But now let's head down, and I'm gonna take you through my secret entrance over here. Again, remember what I mentioned over here about having different entrances and different ways to get into your base and stuff. So maybe that was a little too fast. So this is something I made out of a whim messing around. I ended up loving it. So this whole mountain is my main base area. So I like to get a good, I like to have an entrance at every angle because I just don't want to always have to come in through this side or that side. So I'm gonna do one again on the other side once I finish building that out. But you know, when I'm flying or coming in hot like I was right now, I just, hey, let me get some water. I made two because the first one I would fly through, and then I hit the wall over here. So I kind of made like a little entrance way with some, you know, end rods here to light it up, and another water wall to stop me. And then you'll see now, you'll see this activate. I'm playing around with making a door um, to get in here because this is gonna be all closed. You can see the piston. I'm still playing with it. And this is the work in progress. I'm still doing a lot of excavating here and a lot of building out. This area here is going to be awesome when I finish. Y'all remember my iron farm above? So my iron farm is directly in the center here. So eventually I'm going to build out a system using iron golems, I'm sorry, copper golems, and making a inventory system because I have so much iron and it just is pumping out that it's overflowing. So I'm gonna use copper golems down here. I'm gonna come up with some mechanism to drop all the iron ingots down, uh, and then just have them work, work like little Oompa Loompas and inventory all my iron. So this is a work in progress area. So you can see I have, oh god, I have a lot. So much stuff that I ended up making this, which is really cool. So I'll just go ahead and show you. Dump this in there. Let's drop these eggs. Listen, you pick up and hoard a lot of stuff in Minecraft inadvertently. So might as well make yourself one. So these are the doggos. Every part of all my bases have doggos. So these are going to some other places. I'm gonna take them back to the main village over there. Put some in the other three villages that we have or bases that we have around. So this is really cool. This is the auto sorting golem over here. This is what I've talked about that we're gonna put in there. We're gonna put a bunch of these guys in there, getting all the iron and filling that out. But another project. I'll go over this. You guys, I'm sure you've seen it already. Prowler came up with this design. It's really cool, super simple, and you can build off of it. One thing that you should do and do it quick early on so you don't have a bunch of endless projects not done and then you forget. Build yourself a project wall. I wish I would have done this earlier because These are just some that I've remembered, but there's other projects I started that I forgot and I don't know where they are. So these are all the ones that I remember that I have going on. The ones glowing, of course, are the ones I finished. So make yourself a project wall so you can keep track of everything, especially if you have a little bit of ADHD and squirrel moments like me. So this is the fish tank. This is going. It's going to. I'm going to do some kind of water feature coming down into here from the top. Because this is just that pond, that frog pond up there. So I'm gonna come up with something to make like a little waterfall down coming out. That's why you see these marks right here. So I'm gonna and then fill it up with fish. So different roof designs I was playing around with for sorry ceiling designs. This I have to terraform because I'm putting white floor in here to match the floor in there. So these are the skylights that I showed you from above that shine down in here throughout the day, which are really cool. Um, This is something I'm pretty proud of here is my potion room. This is really cool. This took a while, but it was totally worth it. Up here I collect all of my potion making materials. My nether wart here grows. Really cool. Have some decided to use cherry blossoms, some end rods for some lighting. So pretty cool. This is where I move my enchanting setup from the basement in the other place over here. Um, So I'll still do some enchanting every once in a while, just because I have the villagers there. I still like to play the game and its mechanics. So, and this is all stuff from the end and the nether that I have to inventory, or this is from a desert biome that I found that we made a base, another base in. But yeah, these are all things that I have to go through and inventory. So coming this away, these are my ally buddies. I'll take them with me when I'm going to go to like geodes or something on the ground that I need them to throw me some materials while I'm mining. This is my main base right now, so this is where I have my backup tools. I have a little map here, um, and my armor stands here. This is all overflow from before. Go out this way. This is just like a little outdoor area. Man, that those shaders look so cool. So this is a little outdoor area. I'm probably gonna leave it like this for now till I come up with something else. This side we're slowly terraforming because we're gonna expand everything in that direction and go into the snowy biome that's over there. Yes, we'll look at that last. So let's come down. Actually, let's go this way. Let's go down here. Rather, I changed my mind. Let's come up here. Come on, you can make it. So, oh, you can't see it. Oh, maybe the shader isn't doing too well. That looks dark. Ooh, I don't like that. But this is my little docking area that built out is really cool. Eventually, what I'm gonna have here is some boats and stuff just hanging out there, parked over here in a raft when I head out. But this is pretty cool. This is neat too. I started getting into maps, and then I learned how to make maps of my area. So this is my ongoing map. What I was saying, we're gonna expand this area here, come around, probably about. I don't want to make this any bigger for now. I mean, I could go up another layer and shift all this out, but once we get, if we get to that point, then we'll talk about that. But for now, I still have all of this area to fill out and all of this. So there's that. Up and away. Let's come back this way. This is my main nether entrance, my main nether portal. I moved everything up here, so we're gonna build this out into a really cool, dark looking nether-ish area. But I'm gonna build it out with all nether um, materials only. So now let's come up this way. We're gonna go over here. This area is my villager breeder area. And ooh, what is that? Hey, buddy, my villager breeding area. So I kept it far away. I used to have a track before I had my boy Gassy over there, and I'll just right now I'm changing it up, and I use it for aka a prison, like my wife says. But this is where I do a lot of trades with these guys when I need specific items. Or if I need any villagers, I'll just feed them over here. So let's go this way. um, let's go down. I'm not landing on the scaffolding. I always fall anyway. So we'll go up. This is really cool. This was a fun build. This is my raid farm. So this is where I use my raid potion and I'll hang out here. They'll most of the time they'll all spawn inside the area. And I'll just collect. Really? Did I just do that? I did, didn't I? Well, they'll spawn in there. The big ones would die. No, get back to it. There we go. And I did put a trident killer here. They'll all land in here, and I'll just stand and collect. Stand and collect. Go down. Uh-oh. Boom. Then they'll drop everything in here into these chests. And we get some really good loot from them. Mainly it's for my totems and undying. Let's be real here. So now, excuse me, I'm gonna have to take a sip of water. I've been talking too much. Let's fly up to one of my really fun and cool projects that I changed. And this is one that I started. This is when I really started like building my own stuff and stopped watching a lot of tutorials because I started really figuring out the game. So this first was a basic mob farm. It was much smaller. It was 2 layers only. It had the basic setup inside that most mob farms do. Um, but I've adapted it over time, and it's a beast. I put a trident killer over here. I'll explain all of this in a minute. You know how a mob farm works, I'm sure. This was really cool too. I don't use it anymore, but this was my first auto sorter that I built out. Like I'll still come here when I need some bones or something or overflow, but I used the heck out of this for a long time, and I still do. Again, I still like to go back and test out my old stuff and make sure it works, but I don't build it, use it, and forget it and leave it. This is where I breed my copper golems. So let's go in here. This is just another room. This is my quick smelter here. This is, I'm telling you, you'll see doggos everywhere. There you go, buddy. So you saw that, right? This just remember the copper golems that we talked about. I have one there too, right? And then just keep these in mind here going down. So I heard you. Here, I heard you. Let's do this. Let's turn that on. Got him. All right. So let's go down here. I'm going to show you what's under. This is really cool. And this is what I'm going to do with the iron farm as well. So I built, because listen, if you ever had a real efficient XP mob farm, you're going to have a lot of loot and a lot of junk. Which I'm gonna adapt one of those automatic lava trash cans to this stuff because anything that comes here is garbage. I don't want. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So, and this is where you'll stand to collect the XP. I'll just AFK here for a little while if I need XP because it'll actually come through those two. But everything is captured at the base of the mob XP farm. They come down and then they split here. So behind there, you'll see there is a copper golem, another copper golem, and all of these in here is just raw flesh, bone, and the way it works is simple. Everything comes down into here, and it's all one direction. So everything just goes this way and goes around and comes back. This is the end right here, and this is the start. So Everything drops in, it goes in here. Your copper golem is going to search through it. If you already have everything marked on one side, he's going to dump whatever doesn't have a place into here, which is going to drop it into the next copper chest with the next iron golem. And it's just going to do the same thing. He's going to pull out all his stuff. If he has a location for it, he'll put it. If he doesn't, he'll drop it in here, and it'll drop down, come here to a series of hoppers up to the next set of copper golems. So this is my bottleneck. So I had to put two in there um, to help it, be more efficient because he was getting stuck, and then it became so many drops that it was backing everything up. So I had to add two in here, which that helped consistently speed it up, which is good. And then again, it follows on the same design. Pick up, find a spot you don't have it, drops, and it repeats all the way around here. And then you'll see everything that I want to keep. Of course, gunpowder, redstone. We need all the redstone. Um, Gold dust, sugar. Anything that I want, I have a place for it up here. And then this is where I keep my copper golems. I like it's open and exposed to the elements because they oxidize, and I just build them out because I use them for statues too everywhere. So, and that is it. That is the short intro, and that was me trying to be fast, and probably took us like 50 minutes, but that is the intro to my Forever World, guys. I'm not gonna do a lot of recordings of my Forever World. Um, I mean, I will. I mean, I say I won't do a lot, but mainly I'm going to be doing a lot of 100-day challenges. I'm going to be doing venture and do some hardcore challenges, but also I'm going to break down the game, you know, how I learned it, you know, and what I like about it, and showing the more, you know, true roots of, I guess, what Mojang wanted with the game, which who knows what they really wanted besides it being awesome and you can go any direction you want, really. But go through what I found to be more interesting part of the game, the building of the game, the mechanics, the thinking, being able to basically design and make circuits and cool stuff. That's mainly what my videos are going to be about, showing you how things that I learned, or the cool stuff about Minecraft that interests me. And eventually we'll beat the Ender Dragon. Yeah. I'm not proud of that, but I haven't beat the Ender Dragon yet. How did you get Elytra? I did it the cheap way. If you know, you know. I went into the end. I just built a random bridge out till I started finding islands, and then I got the Elytra that way. But that's the thing. In Minecraft, there even after you beat the Ender Dragon, like there's still so much stuff you can do in the game, which is why it's my fun, chill, go to, kind of like my relaxing game. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, take a look, keep an eye out. I'm gonna start posting more and more videos on here about Minecraft. If you have any questions or anything you want me to go over, or anything that you're curious about, let me know. Again, I cracked on Minecraft. I've been, my first console was an NES. I've played games for years. Started with Super Mario, all the way up to now, and I played everything from Dynasty Warriors to Assassin's Creed, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Fortnite, everything in between, even games that none of you probably even know. And in all across all consoles. But I will say this: Minecraft is a different beast of game, and if you can look past the quirky, corny graphics, and the pixelation, it does have a lot to offer, and I think it's very educational, and I honestly think it's a better alternative to Roblox for younger kids. But besides that, again, if you have any questions or you want to see anything specific, let me know. But until then, I really appreciate you guys watching, and like and subscribe if you want to see more. Appreciate you.